Welcome to the Midday Live Show. Go on, meet the crew. You know what we just came to do. No telling who be coming through.
Jazz Fierce and Steve, who Stylez gotta fit the mood. It did been a while, they left the milk. I got us DJ too.
DJ who? DJ Spoil Milk on the ones and twos. Catch the show, watch it be on 12 and noon. Ain't nothing like them other shows. They checking for your podcast. All hard just broadcast. Go screen the live on YouTube.
Brand new, everything about them got a bag too. Had to, cause now they see the stars when they pass through. Bad news, if you ain't up on this, you can't slide through. Especially when they find dining, shining, but the time whining.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Midday Live Show right here at iHeart Studios here in Chicago. It is episode 19 of season 3 by Katniss. You see how I did that?
Ooh, I volunteer as tribute.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
District 8.
Yeah, I go by the name.
Taru.
Okay.
Come on.
I go by the name of DJ Spoil Milk, the nastiest DJ in Chicago. Today I might be spilt tequila though. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
We will figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And sitting across from me is the beautiful Jazzer Fierce.
Hey, aka Jazz, aka the fiercest of them all. Thank you. We're lit and we're live today. Super lit. We got 2 very special people in the room. But first, filling in for Steve today. Our girl Trin Lee is back.
Come
in the
on.
building.
You guys may have heard her last week. She's in the cut last week.
Mhm.
Today, she's at the table.
Yeah, I'm at the table like Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Come
Word.
on.
You better clock it.
How you
Clock
feel
it.
today? You good?
I'm good. Feeling great. Glad to be here. Excited to be here.
Yes. Thank you for
happy
being
you're here.
here.
Thank you for having me.
We're getting into it, all the way into it. But our special guest, the woman of the hour. Okay. We've been talking about Tequila 1349 for at least the past, 2 months on the
2
show?
months,
For
yeah.
sure. So you guys know the vibes already.
Mhm.
We drink Tequila 1349. We love Tequila 1349.
Yeah.
But the queen behind Tequila 1349 is here in the building, right across from me. She goes by the name of Elizabeth Lopez. Welcome to the Midday Live Show.
Aw, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
This is so nice. It's so nice to be here. It's so nice to be drinking a little tequila, actually, as we're here.
Let's talk about your shirt.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I got a T-shirt that says Tequila, the breakfast for champions, and it has like a 1950s couple on it. So
There it is.
that's
Yes,
how
ma'am.
back we go.
There
Yes,
it
ma'am.
is.
So we got to get into your story. Like, how did you even, what inspired the whole, I want to start a tequila company? Because entrepreneurs and business owners, it always starts with an idea, right? But then you got to bring it to life. So how did you go about that whole process?
Oh gosh, and Jazz, believe me, it was such a struggle. You know, it's so
Yeah.
funny when you think about ideas, and I never really watched like Shark Tank. I should
Mhm.
probably watch a little bit more because I remember thinking, how would I even pitch this, even if I wanted to? The idea really just came literally like in my sleep. I'm not even joking.
Wow.
It was like, I want to say it was probably June of 2020, and we're in the middle of a pandemic. We were in
Mhm.
complete lockdown.
Mhm.
And I remember just thinking, I'm like, oh my God, this sucks. Like, there's nowhere we can go. There's nothing we can do. And, you know, you were able to support businesses, but just, you know, like doing takeout.
Right.
And I remember that the 2 things that stayed open were liquor stores
Yep.
and
Mhm.
cannabis stores.
Mhm.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, wait a second, this could be a recession-proof like industry.
Right.
And at the time, I remember I was working for a nonprofit organization, and my boss at the time was so nice to keep me employed, even though there was really nothing for me to do. So I was just brainstorming ideas, you know, to fundraise for the future. And in the meantime, just the fear of uncertainty hit me. The
Right.
fear of job security hit me because I was realizing how many people were left without jobs, had to close down businesses,
Mhm.
had to fire their staff. And I'm thinking, that's scary. I have to figure out a way where I can kind of proof myself, you know, for the future. And at the time, I remember I was already growing agave. I started growing agave in 2016. My father has been in the agave farming business for about 20 years now.
Wow.
And my grandfather did it before him. And, you know, he does it for investment reasons, to sell to other clients, to other competitors, really. And he wanted, you know, to give us, me and my siblings, a little bit of an early inheritance, hoping that one day we would all build a home. You know, he worked his whole life. My father still works. He works, you know, a lot. And he always just wanted to make sure that he paved a way for his children to have a little bit of security at the very least. So his hopes was for me to build a home. And all my other siblings got homes. And I was like, I'm going to do something different with that. I'm going to plant agave.
Yeah.
I just realized that it was very lucrative business at the time. All my cousins were doing it. They were selling. They were making money. So I started with 1,349 plants. Actually, I didn't even have enough money to plan to the fully 1,500. It's all I had for. I figured if you gave me the land, I'm going to bring everything to it. And this was back in 2016. So in 2020, as I was talking about, potentially getting into some sort of business in the alcohol industry, I happened to have a conversation with a couple that I've known for 20 years that I used to work for them like a long time ago when I first came to Chicago, and they've built their wealth from so many companies that they built, and they've created so many jobs. Honestly, my investor is an incredible, humble man who never finished school, grew up in the South Side, and literally left home when he was 16 and created so many job opportunities for so many people, and built a great corporation, and then later sold and wanted to invest. So I figured I could be an angel investor.
Yeah.
So I pitched it without not even having a deck, not even having a plan. I don't even know what that looked like. I honestly, I didn't know nothing about that. And I did it, and he was on board. And so I started looking for the right people to help. I found great master distillers in Arandas, Jalisco, right outside actually my town, because I'm from Arandas, Jalisco, which I have to say is a non-biased opinion. Best tequila ever comes from that land. We are the highlands. And if 80% of tequilas that are exported worldwide come from Mexico, the majority of them, I'm going to say probably all 80% of them, come from our town. Not even joking.
Talk about it.
It's called the Triangle. Yeah, the Golden Triangle of Jalisco. So I went with it, looked for distilleries, and I probably toured about, I want to say maybe like 47 distilleries in a year. Wow. So you can imagine the tastings I did.
Right. Yeah.
I was intoxicated by 11 a.m. I didn't realize that you're supposed to spit it out. Right. No, seriously, breakfast of champions. Yeah. My dad would be like, honey, you're supposed to just drink it and spit it. I'm like, spit it where? I was swallowing all of it. I'm like, I'm done. No more. But just to find the right partnership, and then from there, I just started developing a profile. And it took me a few different tries. I think on my 7th profile tasting did I realize, I think we have something. I think I found something that is good for the audience. I did a little market research in Chicago and other states where I would just sit at bars for like hours at a time, just watching everybody, watching their behavior in drinking. And if they were ordering tequila, how were they ordering? How were they drinking it? Was it straight up? Smart. Was it in a margarita and a crafted cocktail? Just so I can figure out what audience am I really bringing this to, So I wanted something also for women to enjoy. I feel like women, we've disconnected with tequila. Everywhere you go and they offer you a shot, what do we ask for? A lime. Because you're ready for that like kickback.
The burn.
You do not need that with this. Yeah. It's so smooth.
So
Jazz, Trinity, come on, you guys all tried it.
So
it's so smooth.
Very extremely smooth.
No additives in it. It's premium. It's a single batch, and it all came from a single estate. And I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud to bring something to market that I can drink and that I hope that so many of you enjoy.
Can I say that we are proud of you? Like, you should be proud of yourself.
We are proud of you. We are. And I told you off camera, that I wasn't a tequila drinker myself. I've always, enjoyed a good whiskey, a good bourbon.
Yeah.
But
he got converted.
I have been converted.
Tequila 1349 did it. Yeah.
I really have.
I love it.
I actually tried to take a bottle home, and Jazz and Steve were like, oh, no.
No, you're going to take this one home then.
Yes.
Boom.
I need it.
Okay.
No, honestly, it's wonderful alone, sipping it alone over ice, a little bit of sparkling. If you have to make it in a cocktail, I like a craft cocktail. Like, my biggest pet peeve is when I see like the margarita mixes, and I was like, I cringe. I cringe because then especially you get people like, oh my God, I love your tequila. And I'm like, what are you tasting?
What's your favorite cocktail?
I was just about to ask that.
Oh, well,
okay.
Tequila. Tequila. I'm sorry. That's a good question.
I was just about to ask that. So with your tequila, with 1349, what's your favorite cocktail to drink?
My way to enjoy it, I do love it on the rocks with a little bit of Topo Chico and a squirt of lime. But if I had to make it into a cocktail, I love doing a spritzy Paloma, or what I call a Mexican 75. It's a twist on the French 75.
Yeah.
So, also like your lemon, but instead of the simple syrup, I use agave nectar. Or you can also use honey, but agave nectar just to keep it more, And instead of lime, I use lemon just for the sweetness.
Yeah.
And then I just top it with a nice like dry brut or Prosecco and a Blanco. And it's wonderful. It's so balanced. It's like my mimosa.
I'm a baby drinker, so I need some advice on what good drinks to mix up with.
No, I'm gonna give you. I have really good recipes for the Blanco and the Reposado. The Reposado, my favorite right now, is an old fashioned, the new fashion. The Jalisco fashion, I call it. The Lingham Hotel actually did a really great reinvention of that. And they did it for the holidays, and it was just fantastic. It was honestly, it had such great undertones. A lot of people know the old fashioned, as bourbon drinkers, DJ, it's, your orange, your bitters, your a little bit of simple syrup.
Right.
But I did one that was a banana. And like a banana liqueur, it almost felt like a rum, it tasted like a really nice dark rum. So it was a reposado, and it was balanced with a little bit of banana liqueur, a little squirt of like lime, and I put a little bit of banana chips in there, dehydrated banana chips.
Wow.
Just to give it like a nice, crunch, a nice taste.
Yeah.
I love eating my garnishes, I'm those people that if I go out and I'm paying $22 for a cocktail, I'm eating everything and the ice.
Exactly.
Everything must go. I'm taking that ice to go. Like, no, like if you see flowers or everything, I eat it all. I feel like a favorite. I'm like, no, it's the fire shows, everything. But no, a good crafted cocktail is the way to go. I just think the ingredients, the thought that goes into it.
Right.
When you have an amount of different ingredients that go into a cocktail, they become a lesser ounce pour than like your typical margarita that's like 3 parts, syrup and then 1 part tequila. And then you just lose all the agave undertones.
So now we have to put you in a hot seat.
Oh.
Blanco or reposado?
That's so hard. That's really hard. You see, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to choose when both of hers are amazing.
It's hard to choose because I have to say they're both so different. See, I feel like if I had to drink one for the rest of my life, I would drink Blanco.
Okay.
I'd drink Blanco just because I think it's more versatile. It's more diverse in the way that you can have it.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
and it's I think a bigger crowd pleaser because it's one that's great for all seasons. Like when I think of reposado, I think more of either crafted cocktail or towards the fall. When I think of añejo, I think of a winter drink, winter cocktail, or if you're like, a cigar smoker, you sip it at home. Blanco's like all day Blanco. You can have that in coffee,
Yes.
literally.
Literally.
I would probably ask the Blanco. The reposado is beautiful. The reposado was a very nice barrel blend that was aged in American oak and finished in French oak. So you have a little bit of both nuances. It's very, very subtle on the vanilla undertones and the butterscotch, but still very agave forward. I got to bring you guys a bottle. I should have brought one today. But DJ here was going to get crazy and take them both.
Right. No.
In the jacket.
Right.
Get it out of here.
Okay. Just listening to you talk, I love how you can tell that you really do your research. And I feel like as an entrepreneur, that is super important. So can you expand upon that a little bit? Like when you're thinking about, as we said, the idea, and then we got to bring it to life. Like how important is it to do your research and find your profile, as you said, your own unique thing and a market of plenty of tequilas, right? But how did you stand to be apart from everybody else?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And it's funny because when I started this journey, I came into not knowing the language of tequila. I was learning. I mean, just recently I had to answer some questions for Authority magazine, and one of the questions they asked me was tell us about, the funniest story you've ever encountered in the industry, that proof that you had no education in it at all. And I'm like, it's far too embarrassing. It makes me cringe. I'm like, but I'll tell it. But I said it. But as I was actually answering the question, I realized I was noticing so many things within that answer that I'm like, oh man, that did happen. And this is how, this is what it led to, and this is how it started. So research is everything. And we live in a time right now where technologically we have every piece of information on our fingertips.
Yep.
But there's nothing like going out there and seeing it yourself.
Yeah.
And just doing really I created my own mental pilot program where I was like, I'm just going to go and I'm going to taste tequila from 4 different regions. I'm going to do I did obviously the highlands and the lowlands, but from 4 different states. So tequila is only grown in 7 states for it to be called tequila. Otherwise it loses its denomination of tequila. It would be then considered a spirit of agave. So I went to Amatitlan, to Tepatitlan, to Aranda/Jesus Maria, and then Tequila, Jalisco, which the majority of people know Tequila, Jalisco. It's actually the name of the city is called Tequila.
Yeah.
The state is Jalisco because it's nothing but distilleries. And going there, I just wanted to really not just connect with a distiller that was able to produce, the tequila that I was looking for, a profile with no additives, a profile where they were going to be able to, work with me and my farm and be able to, use my batch and make sure that it comes from one single terrain, because soil is everything. The the health of your soils. And I've gotten so much into the agriculture aspect, and I'm learning every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I still seek a lot of advice from this guy who owns actually Marino Liquors. He was Mike Marino. He's very, very smart, very, very intuitive in the industry. And I'm always once in a while, seeking for mentorship, because when you think you know everything, you don't. There's always so much. And tequila and agriculture itself is such an art of growing soils, so I figured I have to go and submerge myself into this to figure out how I'm going to make something different that's going to stand out from all the other brands. What's going to make my tequila special? Because I get asked that. I'm like, Lizzie, what makes your tequila so special? I'm like, well, number one, it's not celebrity backed, so it's not built into, and I don't want to I'm not, being catty about any tequila brands. I think there's a lot of great brands that are celebrity backed that are really good. But what happens with these tequilas, they come into the market and they just inject so much capital in it, so much money in it. They're in it for the marketing, where they really kind of lose the artisanal making of tequila behind it. And right now there's a little bit the quality of it, and listen, I'm the first one right now to list 10 other tequilas that I can think of right now that are better than mine, or that I would actually, say, hey, listen, I advocate for this brand. There's so many great businesses. And right now there's a big push in the industry, the Additive Free Alliance, we're calling it, or it's being called, because Tequila Matchmaker is a company that was founded by two people, and they really advocate for transparency in the ingredients that goes into tequila. And, they've been suddenly shut down by these big corporations who are paying big money under the table. And I'm not going to name call. I'll get sued. But they're paying big money under the table to say, hey, listen, my stuff's not additive free, but you're going to say it's additive free, or it's they're their own mob, and the Additive Free Alliance is having a big push. And I'm like, no, we have to defend the small companies, the artisanal brands that are really putting all the work, the mom and pops that are growing everything organically and sustainably, because that's important. It's not just, I guess to answer the question, I got carried away. To answer the question, I guess what makes my tequila special is that I'm being transparent about it. I'm being authentic about it. I'm staying very true to its tradition, but while also aligning some innovation and modern techniques to it. And most importantly, I'm trying to do it with a farming background that is sustainable and that can give back to communities. Because people forget about how toxic a lot of the chemicals and a lot of the processes that goes into preparing soil for your next crop and farming, and no one ever documents that, because why would they? They just oh, it's great tequila, come and take a picture, but who's working the fields? Nobody knows who's working the fields. How much are they getting paid? Are they working under healthy circumstances? Are they getting taken care of as employees? Or what you're doing affecting the outside communities? A lot of people, a lot of old school farmers, like the ones that just don't have the money or the resources to turn over soil adequately, like with the rental of machinery, what they do is they burn it down. They burn everything down. And that includes if there's little animals living within the rocks, if there's trees, and they have no self-awareness about the smoke and smog that they're creating for their neighbors. It's just, they're in it for the gain. Right. And I'm trying to bring a lot of visibility to that, and believe me, sometimes I've been shut down. I've been shut down in this industry. What are you doing? The other farmers are going to get mad. What are you trying to do? Why are you a disruptor? Why can't you just do things and just make the money? I'm like, I wasn't really in this for the money. The truth is, I grew up without money, so it's not like I needed it. I've learned how to survive with what I have, and I love what I have. Listen, it's great to have money. I've had it before, and then I've had it not before. So we just adapt as humans. But I wanted to build a legacy. I wanted to build what I would like to consider generational wealth, an opportunity to create jobs for my family, for my children's children, for my siblings' children, and create job opportunity, and just do something that you love and make it, with transparency, with great product. Because the truth is, we consume it every day. And now that I'm going to bars and restaurants, I'm like, guys, I'm not here to sell you something that you don't already have. I'm just trying to tell you why maybe you should give this a try. So I think, what's special behind it is, I'd like to think I'm a third generation agavera that partner with a third generation master distillers. And, I come from the town of Jalisco, which is very, very genuine and authentic in the way we make tequila. And I'm just trying to bring the best of product out there and have full transparency on our label, on our ingredients, on the whole, sheet that goes into it. just so that everyone knows what they're putting into their bodies. I think it's important.
That's major.
It is. Yeah.
Major.
That is major. I'm actually, just listening to you now I'm interested in really seeing, what was I drinking last weekend? You know?
Yeah.
Right.
What am I putting in my body and how am I reacting to it? Now I'm thinking about how I wake up the next day and things of that nature. So that is major.
No, and all that matters. Cooking techniques matters. And it's funny, you know, sometimes you go out when I started just decide which profile I was going to pick, because I came back from Mexico last year. Was it last year? 2022, because I officially launched last year. In 2022, I already had some allocated bottles here. And I had a few last profiles, and my distiller was like, Liz, tell us what you think. You know, we did a little different things on the cooking temperatures. We did a little bit things, you know, this is a low pressure one. You know, this agave, the agave that's actually in Tequila 1349 Blanco was a 6-year agave. So that's another thing. A lot of these farmers are pulling their agave too early. They're pulling it at 4 years because of the demand. The demand is so high. So they're just injecting it and fertilizing it with chemicals that's not good, just to rev up the growth. And I don't believe in that. Like, let that grow sustainably. Let that grow like an ecosystem, because it was there before us, you know, and it does just fine, you know, without us. So that's, you know, the way I see it. But,
so then my question is, I'm sorry to cut you
no,
off.
go ahead.
6 years you're growing agave. Then what? You take it to the distillery, and then what happens? How long does it actually take to make one bottle of 1340?
So the agave here, it obviously, like, the older it is, a lot of farmers are now doing it differently. They're like, we can pull it out earlier because the sugar content stops getting produced like on year 5, or we can pull it out later for maturity, just because the longer you leave it, it has more more vegetative tones versus like fruitier tones. So it depends what you're going for. But obviously an older plant is always better. You know, it's aged agave. But it's hard to find out. It's rare for you to find a 9-10-year-old. Before, that was like the big money, like making, like if you had an agave that was a decade old, that's the longest you can really grow it. So after it's taken, you know, so I don't know if you guys ever seen what an agave looks like. It's just like a big pointy cactus.
Yeah.
What makes the tequila is the pineapple underneath. You take it out, all of that is cut off, and it's just like a big pineapple. And that's what, you know, like they take it, they crush it, they roast it. And it depends on your cooking techniques. You either autoclave it, or you column still it, or you brick oven it. I autoclave mine. Column still was probably something that I do not recommend. Like, to me, it's like the equivalent of having something in a microwave, in a crock pot, and then in an oven, you know? So obviously the more work you put into it to cook it slower, the better that you'll get it. So this tequila was probably cooked completely in about, I want to say cooked in about 12 to 18 hours. Wow. And then from there, from the moment, for the Blanco, that is, for the Blanco, the moment that, you know, the piñas arrive to the distillery, it could be anywhere from like 3 to 5 days for it to be completed, you know, and then it just ferments, and then we bottle. This literally went straight from the still to bottle, which is why it's a Blanco. The Reposado has to get aged at least 3 months minimum in a barrel, and the Añejo has to get aged up to a year.
Wow.
And then anything over a year to 3, it's called the extra Añejo.
Wow.
I love all the science behind it.
Those are richer.
I'm all into it right now.
An extra Añejo.
Yeah, I'm locked in too. I'm like, hey.
No, I'm working right now in the Añejo, which I'm super excited about. I really am. It's I'm trying to attempt something different, something that's never been done in aging barrels. And I don't want to get excited and say too much, because I'm still kind of locking in some of the collaborating partners that are going to be working on this, but it's going to be quite a surprise, and I can't even wait to announce it. I want to do something. I figured I have to do something different to stay ahead of competition, you know, because there's just so much of it. There's so much of it that now everyone's doing something so different, and you know, in marketing, really, it's where it is. And I don't have the huge budget that, you know, people like Don Julio, Casamigos, 818 has. So if I don't have the money to market this and put it in everyone's face, I have to actually produce something incredibly good and get everyone to love it, to favor it over every other tequila.
Quality wins every time.
Right.
Quality. And I mean, you'll be surprised so much how many people I run into that they're like, oh my God, we're tequila fans, we're tequila aficionados. I'm like, really? I would love your input on my tequila. And they try it and they're like, oh yeah, it's good, but we like Casamigos more. Or we like, you know, Don Julio more. And I'm like, really? I'm like, can I try?
Julio, though?
Yeah, they'll say that. And then I'm like, so then I do tricks. Trinity, check this out. I was at a party once and I was like, okay, I'm like, can I do something? I'm like, can we do some blind tastings? You know, and I came with like Starbucks gift cards. And I'm like, whoever wins like this, whoever guesses the most tequila profiles wins a Starbucks gift card for $25.
Nice.
Of course, people were so excited. So I did a blind tasting, literally cups like this, and I numbered them. And I knew the numbers on a piece of paper. I matched the numbers with the actual makers of the tequila. They didn't know. It was a blind tasting. So 1 could have been mine tequila, 2 could have been Don Julio, 3 could have been Casamigos. And I'm like, try these tequilas and tell me what's your favorite. And they're like, oh my God, this is my favorite. Yeah, this is Don Julio. I know this Don Julio. And this is probably yours. It's good, but it just doesn't compare. Not even joking right now. Out of 10 people that tried it, 8 of them favored my tequila.
Wow.
Over every single one of them.
See that?
And they were convinced that it was Casamigos.
Right.
I'm like, they're like, no, this is actually not good. Am I really? Because that's Don Julio. It sells like millions and millions of cases a year. Believe me, they're good. You know, they're good at what they do. But it just shows you a lot of people. I've noticed that there's just the trends that we are going through right now in consuming is based on what is trending. Exactly that. What's hot right now on social media? What celebrity is endorsing it? Who's selling it? What looks cool? What looks packaged? And I don't want to just be a seasonal tequila that people drink because it's a trend right now. It's a cultural trend that's just, buzzing. I want it to be your go-to because it's good, because you like it.
Yeah, longevity and a legacy, like you said.
Yeah.
That's
you want
really
it to
what I'm
last.
going for. So I have to. I'm still figuring out those angles. But all I can think of is right now, just staying true, really, to the methods behind it. Consistently doing my research, consistently educating myself on all the changes that goes around tequila, so that I can continue to make, improve, and find a way to bring a better product each time.
Nice.
Well, let me tell you, you're doing it right.
Oh,
okay.
Jess, thank you so much.
And better than the Don Julios and the Casamigos and all that.
It's so
I
good.
don't even like Don Julio to be. I already told you I wasn't a tequila drinker.
No, you weren't a tequila drinker.
Right.
Casamigos used to be good when George Clooney started. I have to say, hands off. He knew what he was doing. But then they sold to Diageo, which is a Don Julio company. And then, they realized everybody's drinking it already. Why are we spending so much money on all these fancy cooking techniques? Let's do that quick. Let's microwave that and put additives, because people love it. People are like, oh my God, this is so good. It's so sweet. Yeah, it's got vanilla extract. It should be sweet.
Right.
Yeah. Because, as a baby drinker, I just I just turned 21,
She is a baby
drinker. I am a baby drinker. And, I've consumed, my week of being 21, I've consumed, I feel like, a fair amount of tequila. And I will say, when I came here and I drank 1349, that was the smoothest shot I took.
Yep.
That whole week. I'm gonna be serious.
It
was the smoothest shot I took.
Lime. You didn't think
I didn't need lime. I didn't need nothing. I even really need water. I was ready. I was waiting for anybody. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I could keep on drinking this.
Exactly. It almost tastes like it's triple distilled, but it's only double distilled. Because I almost came out with a triple distilled, but then I was afraid. I was like, it's too smooth. So unless you're going to drink it straight, it's great. But if you mix it in a cocktail, it's lost. It's lost. And then people would be like, I don't feel anything. There's no buzz. There's no agave. I'm like, dude, it's not made for you to get drunk. It's made for you to enjoy.
Right.
But I love that. Trinity, thank you. As a baby drinker, I hope that you will advocate and tell all your other 21-year-old friends.
Oh, yeah.
And drink
1349.
And drink responsibly.
Of course.
Yeah.
But with tequila 1349.
Right.
I'm gonna have a new slogan: the tequila that you can drink and drive with. It's so smooth. No,
maybe not. Maybe not.
Run
that through PR first.
The uproar on Instagram right after the show.
Right.
She should encourage.
Did she just say?
Right.
And drink and drive?
Ooh.
They were probably like, I should try that. I need to run that one.
No.
I take that back. Don't drive. Uber. The tequila 1349, the drink that you can drink and Uber with at the same time.
There you
Boom.
go.
Yeah, maybe you can get your ad put on an Uber, on the little Uber cars or whatever.
Never know.
Little lifts.
One shot of my 1349, you need an Uber.
You need an Uber. Exactly. See, Uber should be paying me a partnership now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. I need a refill.
I've been sipping.
I love that.
Comment from our guy Tyler Belts. He says, "Happy Friday, Midday Live fam! I can't wait to try the tequila."
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And man, go to your local Benny's and run it up. Run it up at your local Benny's.
Run it all the way up.
All the way, please.
Tell your
Get ready
friends.
for Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
Oh my
Nice.
God.
Cinco de Mayo is right around the corner.
Oh, it is around the
I'm
corner.
going to be doing a
21.
segment.
Thank you.
Trinity, how are you doing, babe?
I'm doing great.
You're doing some of your sipping.
Oh, yep. I'm sipping.
Isaiah, camera guy?
Yeah.
That hand's getting shaky, maybe.
Yes. We're making sure everybody good. We love it around here. We love the
Lit around here
vibes.
today.
So before we get into rapid fire, I want to ask for all the like aspiring entrepreneurs, other than of course like the research and just knowing the science behind it. Like I love how you're really locked into that. What other advice can you give them?
Definitely stay consistent. I think stay resilient. This is a cutthroat industry. I think, I get up with more bad news and good news some days, and I just have to figure out how to turn that into my favor. Every time I get up to something that feels like an obstacle, I use that as an educational experience. I'm thinking, okay, why is this happening? I have to figure out where it's coming from. I have to find the source of the problem, the root of the cause, and I'm going to figure out not only just a solution, but a backup solution. I feel like having an exit plan for everything, knowing how to read the room, knowing how to engage with your audience. You're going to definitely don't stay discouraged, because I can't tell you how many times I came to this idea with people I trusted in the industry, and they told me to stay out of it. They're like, Liz, the truth is there's not enough room, especially for a woman in this industry. This is almond driven. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what are you talking about? And I remember specifically being in one room alone, actually, where I was taken, and a person, I got to be careful with not naming anyone. A person took me to see another person who had been in the industry for a long time. And they're like, this person has a lot of experience. They actually started their own vodka a few years ago, and they're going to help you. And I went there ecstatic. I went there, like I bought a dress just for this meeting. I made the expense just to look good and professional and feel important at a table full of men. And I go there, and it was just heart-wrenching. The story they told me was basically a story of failure. And this show and tell was all about discouraging me to stay out of the industry.
Wow.
So the truth is that there's all of these cons, boom, 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 boom. And so this is why I came. I wanted you to know that this is, very dangerous and expensive, and perhaps it's just not for you. And I remember I felt like just something drop in the pit of my stomach, and I'm thinking, I have two things I can do right now. I can get up and cry, because it's exactly what I felt like doing, or I can pick myself up right now and do a whole 360 turnaround. So I got up, and I'm like, you know what? Because I remember the conversation ended with like, I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to help you more, but I hope, that you take this into consideration. I'm like, actually, this is the most help I've gotten so far, because you just told me everything I should avoid to fail in this industry. So thank you for that life lesson. I got up, and I'm like, I'm doing this, and I'm doing it smarter because of your failure story. Yeah. And I got up, and I was like, that's it. Because the truth is, there's nothing that we can't survive from. I mean, the best advice you can give an entrepreneur is do your research, and never be the bank either, because I did that last year, and that was not fun. You go over your marketing spend, or you think this is a good idea. This is a great idea. I'm very charitable. So I ended up probably spending a little bit more on, community contributions. But hey, it's the community, we live in it. We should want to thrive in it. Yeah. But definitely, check your sources all the time. Seek for mentorship. Do the research. Stay consistent. Stay resilient, and stay motivated. Beautiful. Definitely stay motivated.
Yeah. What kept you motivated as an entrepreneur? You, like you said, you wake up to more bad news than good news most of the time. What keeps you motivated?
What kept me motivated is my desire to continue hustling, and my love for tequila. You really do. I always thought it was so cheesy when people heard like, oh, if you you work in what you love, you never work a day in your life. I'd be like, yeah, right. Okay. I never was work.
I'm still working.
I appreciate this. But, I missed the days where I had a consistent schedule, and I left, and at 5 o'clock, that's it. There was no emails. There was no messages, not until Monday. Now it follows me everywhere. But honestly, what keeps me motivated is just the excitement, the little milestones, just like even being here, the invitations to talk about it just makes me feel like there's an interest, there's an audience for it. And knowing that there's a fan base for this specific tequila and a group of supporters is what keeps me going. There's days that I'm just like, oh, I'm too old for this. Gosh, I should probably, think about maybe just having a family and settle down and get a paycheck, and that's it. But then every time I think about that, I'm like, no. I'm like, I just can't. I love it too much. Honestly, your motivation just really also comes from your competition. Every time I wake up and I see a new ad, and I'm like, I can do that better. I'm like, no, I can do that. And I'm going to do that, or just walking into Binny's. Sometimes I go there shopping for the cheap wine, because I can't afford the other fancy wine. So I go in there and I look at, and once in a while I'll just go peek at my aisle, and I'm like,
you're like, every
time I feel like I want to give up, I'm like, that keeps me going for another day. Wow. So yeah, I'm thinking like, look at this. Like once upon a time, this is just some drawing that I did on a piece of paper where I envisioned what the logo would look like. And now it's on shelves selling. And honestly, there's nothing more motivating than that. The support from people. So, for everyone that's listening, I need you to support. Please continue, you know,
Okay.
to show love for, you know, local brand, women-owned brand, one that farms sustainably, one that wants to give back to community. And I think collectively, you know, we could all, you know, find a way to support each other.
Absolutely. And you know we support you.
We do.
100,000%.
You guys are
We
amazing.
definitely support
That
you.
new baby drinker that just became a
Yes.
fan of
Yeah,
1349.
you know.
Leisure Shoot Linda says, Elizabeth Lopez, you rock. Clap, clap, clap emoji. Steve Stylez is in the comments. He said, cheers, everybody.
Steve, cheers
Yeah,
indeed.
cheers.
Cheers, missing
Cheers.
you over here.
Cheers,
Oh.
man.
Hashtag Tequila 1349. Make sure you guys follow the Instagram as well at Tequila_1349. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
to that.
Thank you so much,
Where
guys.
does the year 1349 come from?
So it came from, actually, a lot of people think it's a year. It's the amount of plants I started with. 1,349
that.
plants. I started with that.
That's amazing.
I had nothing more. And the coordinates here are actually my hometown. The coordinates on the label.
Okay.
That's my hometown of Arandas. You ever punch that on the map? That's exactly where you're going to go.
Nice.
A little middle of nowhere. They're,
Wow.
you know, they are known for their carnitas. They have a good restaurant that's known for like their pork. Nothing better than that. I'm not even joking. But that's what it took me to, you know, like I said, when I first started investing, I didn't have much money. So now, of course, you know, with time, I've grown more and more and more. The great thing about agave is that it's honestly a self-sustained plant too. They thrive by itself. They have the ability of closing down its pores, you know, at night to retain water. The pollinators of our plants are actually the long-nosed bats. I never knew that until like my year 3, and I'm like, bats. I'm like, what are you thinking? My dad's like, honey, they're so important to the growth of your tequila. Without them, we would have no tequila because they pollinize the nectar of it. But the great thing about agave is that when you plant your first one, every single generation, it sprouts out like the babies.
Okay.
So, and the babies start coming out as early as 6 months. Those you want to like take out and replant. So it's basically you get like a second crop out of your first one. The second ones with the right, you know, care and good soil, you can also grow it. Usually I sell my second generation, and then my third generation we just toss out, or we use it, turn it into fertilizer. But your first plant is great. Yes, sometimes it's like a 2-in-1.
Wow.
Really interesting. If you guys are ever thinking of going to Mexico and you want to visit the land of tequila, Arandas, please hit me up.
Absolutely.
I will make sure that you
That
guys
sounds really cool.
see it all from finish to start. It's such a
Yeah.
great experience. It really is cool. And Tequila Jalisco actually has something called a Tequila Train Express.
Ooh,
Some
hello.
people never make it off. Let's just say that.
Your liquor and education,
so
you know,
much
I love
fun.
that.
Liquor
It's
and
an
education.
educational train express, taking you from distillery to distillery, but they also have like mariachi in there and shots.
Oh, that's
and
lit.
tasting.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
a time
liquor
to be-
education. Sign me up.
Right.
Sign me
It's fun. So fun.
Shall we rapid fire?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll
think
start off.
I think, you know, there should be a Midday Live Show tour. There actually should. First
Absolutely.
stop, Tequila Jalisco.
Come on with it. I'm with it.
I'm with.
I
I know I'm just co-hosting, but I would like to.
Speaking into
Part of that
existence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
We should
Come
email
on.
iHeartRadio. Who do we email here? Who's listening here?
We need to make that happen.
Yeah, turn
We
me
need to
up.
hit
Turn
that
me up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Turn me up.
We need to
Okay.
make that happen.
We got you. Okay, so only rule with rapid fire is to just, you know, first thing that comes to your mind, just say it. No judgment.
A what, babe? Oh, what is it? First
Rapid
rule?
fire.
Rapid fire.
Yeah. So
Rapid
we'll
fire
ask you some
questions.
questions.
Going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of rules, but we're only going to stick to one.
I'm
And
nervous. I'm
whatever
nervous,
comes to
Trini.
mind, okay?
Okay, whatever
Just
comes
let
to
it
mind.
ride. It's
All right.
nothing crazy.
Not too
Whew.
crazy. Yeah.
Go.
Nothing
too crazy.
crazy.
I need fireball. I need a shot of fireball.
Where is Pitbull? Okay. Let's go with first one. Name someone you would trade places with for a day.
Oh gosh, Lady Gaga.
Ooh, amazing answer. Love her. I saw her in Vegas in October. Amazing.
I would just love to know like what that closet looks like.
Oh
like,
my
the
gosh.
adrenaline of being in front of so many people.
Mhm. She's fabulous. Very first job. What was it?
It was at BB at the water tower. You guys remember BB with all the crystals?
Yes, my mom loved BB.
Oh my gosh.
That was my first job ever at BB. And then I went to BB Sport at the water tower. God, I was 21, hustling, taking 2 trains and a bus in the
Come
cold.
on, Water Tower.
Wow.
I remember I cashed my first paycheck at that currency exchange by the McDonald's in Chicago and State.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that you can have a bank account for free. So.
Definitely taking the tax.
Oh, man.
Taxing at the currency exchange for real.
Yeah.
Okay. Name one guilty pleasure, Elizabeth.
Cheetos, flaming hot Cheetos.
Ooh,
Nice.
That was
yeah.
nice. That was quick too.
Yeah.
That was
She might
quick.
have
That was-
some in her
that
car.
was-
Yeah.
I still had some of that redness last night. I was like, guilty fingers.
always call that the hot Cheeto dust. It's like little,
Hot Cheeto
That's
yeah.
Little hot
his
Cheeto fingers.
pleasure.
Mhm.
What do you do after you're done eating the Cheetos?
What you mean?
No, this is a real question.
This is an obvious answer.
Well, some people do. What do you
What
do?
you gonna get a napkin?
I go
Some
and wash.
people wash their hands.
I wash
some
my
people
hands
lick 'em
immediately.
off.
Oh, I lick them off.
Some
Obviously,
Yeah.
no,
some
you have
people
to.
use the teeth too.
Although I gotta
Okay.
say,
I
you
don't
don't
know.
get that much Cheeto dust from the Flamin' Hots versus the cheesy ones. The
Mm.
cheesy ones, like you get a coat.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
like that's like
Mhm.
nicely coated. The chili ones, not that much, but yeah, you wash them immediately. It takes like 2 days to go away.
I'm already knowing.
True.
I'm already knowing.
Very true.
It's like dye. I wonder
And then when you
why
like
is
bright,
it.
it's even worse.
Oh man.
It's even worse.
Okay. Well, it's talking about Cheetos. What food can you not live without?
Ooh. Probably, I like Chinese food a lot. Just love it. I like a good fried rice. I
Ooh,
do.
yeah.
Good fried rice with
Yes.
the egg and ramen. I'm a big
Ramen.
fan of ramen.
I love ramen.
I actually just had ramen yesterday. It's so funny too now. I find myself going to these restaurants paying like $14 for ramen that I used to like eat from a cup for 98 cents.
yeah.
No, because like that real ramen
I
is
still
like,
that
yeah,
ramen.
amazing.
I still like that little
Yeah.
marucha ramen. Make
Little
fun of me all
cup.
you
You
want, but
need
it's
a
damn
box
good.
at the crib.
yeah,
Everyone needs
just
to
in
have
case.
that at home.
I'm
That's
still
like
in
an
college, so
emergency,
you
do.
like getting
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Room. Got the
Mhm.
pack in the dorm room.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's
Necessary.
what it is. I
Necessary.
survive on that from
Mhm.
college. So
Necessary.
it's like necessary for sure.
Facts. Last one for me. I'll pass it to DJ Spill Tequila, right?
Yeah.
That's the
DJ
name
Spill
Spill
today.
tequila. DJ Spill Tequila.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything you are binge watching right now? What is it?
I actually have been watching Obsession, and it's very savage.
Is that on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
I think I saw that.
It's
think
on
I saw a
Netflix. I'm
trailer.
like, I just started. I'm like on episode 3. I think there's like 7 episodes, but I don't know if you guys want to hear about it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it's actually it's very risque.
Ooh,
It's very good.
a little spicy.
I highly recommend it. It's spicy and it's full of so many twists and turns, and it's good.
Sounds like my type of show.
I have a question. How long does it take for it to get good? That's like a major thing for me.
Right? Okay. Yeah. True. I have a rule. If in 15 minutes I'm not in, I'm not doing it.
yeah.
That's me too.
15 minutes, I'm like, I am done. I
Yeah.
think the most I've given something is 30 minutes. And by then it's like, oh my God, the movie's almost over and I hate it. No, I was actually, you were right away tight end. The
Okay.
plot begins really quickly. I think because it's a mini series, they had to do that quick, but
Okay.
it's good. It's
All right.
raunchy.
Well, we're gonna put it on
Add
the
it to
list.
my
Dangerous.
list.
It's
Alright.
raunchy and dangerous. And I like that.
Okay.
Put it on the list.
I like it.
All right.
On to you.
On to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, God. I'm too embarrassed.
Don't ever
We
be
need to
embarrassed.
know.
It's okay.
We need to know.
Oh God, I have so many karaoke songs, but I really like Undo It by Carrie Underwood.
Ooh.
I like Undo It, and I'm a big Ace of Base fan, believe it or
Okay.
not. I saw the sign. I mean, I see signs every day. I saw the sign.
Yeah.
And it opened
Come
up
on.
my eyes.
Yeah.
I love that karaoke song. I like doing country a lot because I feel like it's easier to hold a tune.
Mhm.
Anything else is like too fast or too loud.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably say my go-to karaoke song would probably be, or a Shakira song.
Shakira.
Cannot go wrong with
Ooh.
Shakira. You can't go wrong with
Can't go
Shakira.
wrong.
I just start having fun, taking the mic, and then after like 3 songs later, they can't get rid of me. I'll be like,
No,
sign up,
seriously.
people, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna be signing up again.
I
The
just
Lizzie
did
show.
karaoke
No,
last
you'll hear
night.
the DJ like,
Oh,
anybody else?
Anyone
want?"
else?
And I'm like, and don't forget to tip your bartenders.
Right. I know that's right.
Become the
Mhm.
host of karaoke
And
night.
drink the
Yeah,
karaoke
it
night.
becomes
Yeah,
Lizzie
right.
karaoke. It becomes Lizzie's open mic.
There you go.
As it should be.
Shout
No,
out to the
I
open
love
mic I had
karaoke.
last
I
night.
love it.
Me too. Me too.
It's so much fun, isn't it? It's like so
Yes.
fun.
What would the warning label say if it was your warning label?
Careful, she bites. I'd be like,
Mm.
careful, she bites. I'm feisty. Listen, I could be feisty when I have to. You know,
Meow.
I think it's a survival instinct. I think really it's one of those things that you don't even know what just happened. Sometimes I'd be like, oh God, was I just offensive? I'm like, did I just do that? I'm sorry, was that savage of me? I'm like, that was just
Yeah.
like a reaction, you know.
Yeah.
I just read it. Especially, because everything, especially if everything to me is personal, especially if it's about my product. I'm like, what's wrong with the product?
Yeah.
Tell me more
right.
about it. I'm all for constructive feedback, but I want to know,
Mhm.
like, tell me more so that I can improve.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I feel that.
Yeah,
That's
I think
real.
feisty and savagery
Okay.
sold separately.
I like it. So separately. I love
Sold
it.
separately.
What is your most used emoji?
The one with the tongue out.
Uh,
love that one because I feel like it's one that can go for everything. It can go for like, like, hey, you want to like meet me here and do that, and like, like a tongue. I feel like it's like I don't even know what it means.
Like that.
I don't even know.
Now we're using emoji for that.
Yeah.
The side one with like wink is also my favorite, but everywhere I think it's probably one of my in the first ones. That and the poop one.
The poop
The
one?
poop one. The poop one was used a lot yesterday. Actually, it was not a good day.
Did you have a shitty day yesterday?
I had a shitty day yesterday. I was not feeling well. I can say that. I'm not embarrassed to say that. I'm human.
All right.
And you're here today, so that's all that matters. You made it.
Great.
So I used that one a lot yesterday, but the one with the tongue out.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a representation of so many emotions and feelings. You can use that almost like in every context,
Yeah.
It's
I like the cowboy one right now. I feel like you can do anything with that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Cowboy
Look
one.
at that.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
we outside tonight. Yeah.
This
That's
ain't
what
Texas.
it is.
Okay.
There it is. What about you?
Yeah. What about me? My favorite emoji? Oh, I'll be laughing all the time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'll be using like the skull emojis and
The
like
dead.
the laughter
Yeah.
emojis
Yeah.
because I really be dead. Like when
Show
I
us
say that, I
your
really
phone,
be
Trinity
dead.
lies.
Run the phone. We need the text
She'll
messages.
have every fruit
Look.
there and stuff.
Right.
Like I really be dead. So I'll probably say out of the skull. But I will say I'm kind of like you, Jasmine, when your answer last week. I'm always using a heart.
Yeah.
So I always have a heart in my recent.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because I'm
all
always
hearts
using
always.
a heart. Like whether it's like I think right now it's the yellow heart.
Okay.
Cute.
Oh, that's so cute. Mine's a hand heart. My hand heart.
I love that
I
one.
love the hand
Love
heart
that
too.
one.
Yeah.
that one's pretty
I feel like it doesn't sound also like the wrong, like, like sometimes, you're like texting like a random, and
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
right.
A lot of that.
just like a lot of love.
Right.
Not I
Hit a
love
lot of-
you, a lot of love.
Right.
I hit a lot of fellows with the thanks. Appreciate you.
Right?
Mm.
Appreciate
Like love
you.
to you, but don't love you.
That's
Like,
all I
love
appreciate you.
love to you.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Keep
Much
it
love to
cute.
you. Yeah.
So, fellas,
Mhm.
I'm reading the room, and basically, if you get hit with one in the heart, keep it moving.
Yeah.
That's what I just
He's
read.
gonna go through all his texts right now. He's like, "Who did it?"
Mhm.
Oh, now you know what it
Keep it
means.
moving if you get one of those. That's what I just learned. Okay.
Keep it cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't
Keep
do too
scrolling.
much.
Right.
Right. You're
Scrolling.
about
Right.
2 seconds from getting black.
Don't do too much.
2 seconds away from getting blocked.
Oh.
Chill. Shoot
Yeah.
the shot maybe tomorrow. Chill.
That's a real. Like, and the another one I would say is like the one that's like this, or like the
Oh,
bring
hands.
hands when you're like,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes, the thank you's cute. This one sometimes I'm like, am I praying? Am I
Mhm.
sending good wishes, or is it
Yeah.
a please?
Mhm.
It's also those things that you can use in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I use that one
I
a
was
lot.
about to ask. So, like, does that mean that you're really not like genuine with that? Is that more like
No, I mean
back
for
up?
real.
Oh,
With
like,
the
thank you, but back up. Thank you, but back up. Like, is that what that is?
Well, to me, it's kind of phony. When I use it, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be using it kind of phony.
That's what I'm getting
I'm
at.
not gonna lie, because like when I do this, I'll be like, oh, thank you.
I'd be like,
But like,
that.
I don't want a response. If I end off like my text message saying thank you with this emoji, I don't want a response. But if I do it with this, then we can have a conversation about it. You know what I mean?
It's a
Uh-huh.
different.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
All of Trinity's friends, take note.
Right.
Oh, my friends know.
She's like, they know.
I'm real distinctive over text message. They know Trinity text them. And,
She's the same. Like mine, like exactly. Like my tongue emoji, like means like, hey, I'm up for church. I'm up for working out. I'm up for assault. Whatever you want to do.
Oh, okay.
I'm that multi-friend for everything. I'm like,
I love it.
I'm
Okay.
down for everything. This is like, I got you.
You say, you know, we
I
need to get
love
knocked out.
it.
Yeah.
no.
I got you.
I
Got
love
you.
it.
Whose car we're taking?
Okay.
I love it. So you've been in Chicago for a long time.
Long time. I was born and raised here. I was partially raised here. I lived here for the first 11 years of my childhood, and then I moved to Mexico for 12 years. And then, God, I feel so old saying all this. And then after college, I came back because I really know a lot of like work leads out there. And then I realized I'm like, it's too small for me. I think I had just too much energy for the small town. I had bigger ideas, and I came back, and I came back with nothing. I was just kind of really like figuring things out. I came back on bad terms, actually. My parents, I hope they're not listening. They didn't really want me to come back to Chicago. They're very like, conservative, and they're like, no, you got to stay here. You're going to find someone here. You're going to marry someone here. And I'm like, I'm going to stay here. Bye. So I left with like no permission with what I was wearing. And I just came, and I, navigated unknown waters. And I had a cousin who at the time, if you're listening, Sal, thank you so much. He opened up his doors to me right after his divorce and let me stay with him, on his couch. And I kind of just stayed there for a year until I found work and picked myself up. And been building my life since then, and it's been incredible. Yeah, it's been really fun.
Nice.
Love to see it.
Inspiration.
It's
Shit,
so
drinks
fun.
that.
I've had so many different jobs that I love, jobs that I hate, but you know what? They all build character.
Yeah.
And that's what you take from them. You learn something from them. So sometimes, sometimes if I find myself eating at some nice restaurant or wearing a nice pair of shoes, I'm like, girl,
you did that.
You did that.
You did that.
Like,
I did that. I'm so unapologetic. I'm like, no. I'm like, I did that.
Be.
It took me a long time to get there, but I got there.
Nice.
That's why you celebrate all the
And and I'm still getting somewhere there. I'm still, it's like, I don't want to say that I'm anywhere. I'm still, every day I'm just climbing a new step.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
yeah,
Love
it's
that.
fun.
Well, now I have 2 questions from that. Best Chicago pizza.
That's easy.
Oh,
Now, you
Talk
guys
about
might
it.
disagree.
Mhm.
So I have 2 best Chicago pizzas. My favorite Chicago pizza is Villanopoly. It's
I haven't
a
had
little
that.
hole in the wall. Nothing fancy.
where is
Nothing
it at?
pretentious. It's by Elmwood Park. It's on the Chicago side, but it's by Elmwood Park, Villanopoly, and they have slot machines in there too. So it's not, I know it's not on the Chicago side because of the slot machines. Melrose, Elmwood Park, Villanopoly, and I actually really like the Art of Pizza. I think the Art of Pizza is good. If I have to go for deep dish Pequods, I love Pequods. Looking at this, it's okay, Pequods, but I like a lot of like just like divey places for pizza. Sometimes like the places that are not known are the best
The
ones.
best.
So
Yeah.
good.
Like a mom and pop
Good.
greasy
Yeah.
place. There's one
Yeah.
that's called Nick and Nick and something. It's like, God, it's so far. It's like furthest than further. Further than further. It's so far, it's not even on the map. And it's a great place. There's also another place in Michigan that has a pop-up pizza joint there in the summer and only on Friday. It's like a little farm. They just pop up, and when they sell out of pizza, they sell out of pizza. That's all they have.
Nice.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm gonna say Villanopoly.
Okay.
Gotta try that.
I'm gonna have to
Second
try that.
question.
Hit me up with hot dogs. I'll get you there too.
Oh,
Oh, he hates
Not the
hot dogs.
glizzies.
He
The glizzies,
hates
I'm
Not
not
the
with the
hot dogs.
glizzies.
Stop it. Okay, you haven't had a good hot dog unless you go to Gene and Jude's. Gene and Jude's.
I don't
Please
think
tell
I've
me
ever
that.
have a good hot dog, Lizzie. I'm
I
not
can
gonna
only
lie
eat
to
them
you.
if they came off. My uncle's grill was nice
My
and
grill
burnt
didn't.
with some
You guys
barbecue
gotta
sauce.
I know. I'm also
Real.
like, I'm really iffy about hot dogs too, but this is like by River Road. Also, like it's a one place stop. There's nowhere to sit. You eat it in the hood of your car. That's it. And it comes with fries inside. It was like named, I think, like the best hot dog in the United States. I'm not even joking. It's a little hole in the wall too. It's right next to a halakahiki, that like Hawaiian like maki, like little tiki joint
Okay.
on the highway. It's a great combination. You get a dog and then you go get lit up.
Lit up.
Yeah,
I love it.
Gene and Jude, look it up. Best hot dogs.
I'm not gonna look it up. Jazz, you can look it up if you want to, but
I'm gonna
Not
look it up.
super
I'll look it
dogs,
up.
not all those
I'm
dogs.
not a glizzy
Yeah.
girl. I'm just not a glizzy girl.
I'm,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
you get it.
hey, it's just not for me.
No, it's
Not
listen.
for me.
Me neither. I'll never be like, I can't wait to have a hot dog. No, if you drag me to like a baseball game and I'm good for 2-3 innings, if I'm having a hot dog, and then that's it. And then
Yeah.
I'm home.
Yeah. That's real.
And that's it. No, look, DJ spilled tequila is not doing it.
He's not here for it.
I'm
He's
not-
not here for it.
no.
He said no dogs in my life.
Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. All right, second question. You talked about the good jobs and the bad jobs. What's a job that was like your worst gig ever? Like, man, I hate this place.
I know exactly which one it was. Because I think about it still. It's how much I
And we
hate it.
love every job and every experience that's made us who we are. We're not,
I can say it now because they're closed, and even
Okay,
if
go
they
for
heard me,
Period.
it was period. It is Benny's Chop House. It was a restaurant, a steakhouse. It's closed now. It was right on the same block where the Lingham is on Wabash, right at the corner of Grand.
Mhm.
And man, the guy that I work for was just honestly, I had to go to therapy just to survive that job. I'm not even joking. You had to
Wow.
survive him. You had to survive that ambience. They were so cultish too. It was that kind of group of people. Like, if you don't think like us, if you're not like us, and you're not with us. And it was kind of like, it was and they were all just like, like bad, like
bad.
it was just bad vibes. Bad
Yeah.
vibes. Honestly, I remember I had to mentally prepare myself to go to work every day. I needed the money. I needed the paycheck. Eventually, I left. I hated it so much that I actually left without having a plan B. I left with not having anything lined up. I literally
I've
just
done that before.
Yeah.
I was like,
And
you
that's
know
why it's
what?
bad.
I woke
That's
up one
right.
day and I'm like, I am not going. I feel
Mhm.
undermined every day. I feel sabotaged. I feel objectified as a woman. I
Mm.
feel just like a part of me is always just giving into some sort of worship that I'm just not part of. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not even worth the money. I'm like, no. And the work, I just felt, it was one of those jobs where I just felt very unappreciated. I felt devalued. And I'm thinking, why am I hustling so much for a place where I would be replaced tomorrow at? Why am I fighting so much for this? And I'm trying so hard to learn. I mean, I had 2 bad job experience, but that was probably, unfortunately, the person that I worked under was just not the type of leadership I was looking for. He wasn't someone approachable, someone I can learn from. And yeah, I remember just walking out of there in tears and being like, I cannot believe this. I mean, there's so many other worse things I can think of that I could have done and left with more dignity.
Oh,
than
wow.
Wow.
It was like that. But hard stuff. But yeah.
Don't forget them. That's why y'all closed.
But that's why they're closed, hopefully. But you know, it builds character.
Okay.
Like I said, it builds character.
What about you, Jazz?
Interesting.
I can't say that on air.
I think I would have to say, because I mean, low key, I haven't had that many jobs in my life, but definitely one of my favorites was I used to work with kids for like a good 3-4 years. I was a summer camp manager in Homewood in Matson. So that was fun. And it was like, it had its moments, you know, because kids are like, they say whatever is on their mind, for one.
And it's the truth.
Unfiltered.
And
Yeah,
it's
they're
the-
very
They don't
unfiltered.
care.
They a little crazy. So yeah, sometimes I was just like, wow, you know, they were stressing me out a little bit. But honestly, I think TJ Maxx. I used to work at TJ Maxx on State Street. And this was like
Did you get discounts?
2016.
What's that?
It was like 10%, girl.
Oh,
it was
that's
nothing.
Took the taxes off.
That's
Okay,
it.
I'll check.
No.
Look.
Oh, no.
No.
She said no.
No.
Uh-uh.
It wasn't worth it because I mean, the managers, they were okay. One of them was like never there. The other had like a scandal with one of the workers.
Oh, boy.
One of them, she was a little slow, just a little bit,
oh, boy.
just a little bit.
Mm.
What
I
was
was
her
trying
name?
to, Lisa.
I
I was trying to
Print that.
It's so funny.
Print it.
It's so funny. So I have a specific story. You know how you're working the same time as someone, right? In a retail
Yeah.
store, and you have a department that you're working. Like I worked women's a lot. I would work the fitting room. So you're switching with someone. Like, oh, I'm gonna work in men's today. You can work in home section, right? Because we're working the same shift, just different departments. So I'm trying to tell her that me and another one of my coworkers were switching departments. And she's like, but aren't you guys working the same shift? I was like, yeah. But I was like, I'm working this department today and she's going to do mine. Like we're switching. And she was like, but you guys work at the same time. And I was like, right.
Exactly. That's how it
Well,
works.
again.
Switching departments. And she was like, I don't understand. Like, are you calling off? And I was like,
She was.
Yeah. Lisa.
So I was like, you know what? Never mind. But yeah, TJ Maxx was I liked it because I met my man there. But at the same time,
That's what
yeah.
it sounded like.
at the same time, it was just kind of like stressful. It was a lot of people in there all the time. I always had to do the coats in the wintertime, and people would just try them on, throw them over the rack, or put it on the ground. And I was just like,
Right. What is that? Listen, ever since I worked at BB, I never did that again. If I try something on, I
Yeah,
put it back in the
put it
hanger.
back.
Working
That
at
stuff
Retail will
stays,
do that
it
to you.
stays
Yeah.
with you.
I
It
worked at
stays with you.
mhm.
You worked Forever 21?
I rather Rue 21.
Real 21.
Yeah, that will.
No, that
will do
stays
it to
with you. That whole like system.
you have
all
one
this
that
stuff,
you-
it's jazz.
You had a
Actually,
job?
Rue 21 was one of my favorite jobs.
It was
Actually,
one of
it was
your
one of my
favorites.
favorites. Yeah, I have really no complaints other than the fact, I was working there like when the pandemic hit.
Okay.
So like that's how I stopped working.
She's 21. She just started.
Yeah,
working.
I had a lot of jobs though. I work.
You a hustler?
Yeah, I'm a hustler. I be
Okay.
hustling, baby. I be ripping and running.
Period.
I love
Yeah.
money. So I be going. I will have to say my worst job probably Walmart service desk.
Oh.
Ooh, people
Oh,
return
God,
stuff
Walmart.
that they wore and used and trying to get their money
have
back
no
for it.
buttons and then trying to
Yeah,
get their money
Yeah.
no receipt, no nothing. I'm like, girl, how I know you ain't still this? You over here
Right.
trying to, you over here trying to return an iPod that's coming up. We ain't
There
even
you
sold
go.
it. Like,
Girl.
what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with
Oh,
you. But it was even like just the customers. Customers, any customer service job, you gonna have people to come
Yeah.
act
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
Yeah.
even the customers, it was the management. I feel like y'all were saying, like leadership.
Mhm.
Mhm.
changes, like makes or breaks your work
does.
environment. It really does. Because like I had like a couple of my managers was cool, but like I had this one manager. Oof, I'm not sure if she did like my mama or something, because everything's local. I'll say everything is local. The manager the same age as my mom. I'm kind of well known in like my town. I used to dance. My
What's
mom.
your manager's name? What was the name?
Essence.
Oh, Essence. Oh.
Yeah, I was waiting on you to ask me.
Essence and
I was
Lisa.
waiting on you to ask me. Yeah, Essence. Yeah, I couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand her at all.
Instagram.
She couldn't stand me. I couldn't stand her. It was well known. Like when I would get to work at 4:00, she would be leaving like 5:00. I'll get to work at 4. She put me on the register. She was a hater. Like she'd be like, "Oh yeah, straight to register." I'm like, "Dang, like I can't work at self checkout. I'll be freaking self checkout. What you mean?" But I'll go over there after she leaves. As soon as she leaves, I'll see that little blue car pull off. I'm walking right over there.
Wow.
Essence, Lisa.
Essence, Lisa.
Yeah.
Forget them.
Jeez. Mitchell.
And Lisa loved her one of those what they call it, like the 27-piece wigs.
Oh,
what?
like Rolly was wearing them.
Oh my gosh, no.
What? What is?
Wait,
The 27-piece.
I like her now.
Yeah.
I need to see how she does that. 27 piece.
What? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna ask what that is. Okay.
27.
Okay.
Fantasia.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Oh,
Fantasia
with
hair.
the
Like
Mhm.
Fantasia Barrino. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Yes.
That
She was-
Fantasia cut.
mhm. She had it
Okay.
together. You couldn't tell Lisa nothing about her hair. You couldn't tell her she was
a
fabulous.
fireball in there. She just walked
Mhm.
in there. Dun, 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 dun.
And she like, you got to sell the TJ Maxx rewards cards. Did you? And I was like, girl, I asked them, they didn't want it.
Oh my god, they
Hilarious.
still have that? The rewards?
Yes, girl.
Wow.
Yes, and they will
Like
force
that.
you to try to
No.
like sell it to people. 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd be like, listen,
Anyway.
there's like a mark on it. Give me 5% off instead. Okay.
Okay.
So there's nothing wrong with it. It's not missing a
Mm.
button. It's missing it now.
Right.
Mhm.
5% off.
So for me, I have 2 jobs.
Mhm.
I worked at McDonald's in high school, and I worked at a warehouse my first year in college. McDonald's was the customer service part. I hate it when someone, especially during the busy hours, right? Dinner and lunch, whatever.
Mhm.
I hate when you're the 5th person in line and you still don't know what you want by the time you get to me.
Dude, can't.
That used to blow me. Like that used to, I would be like, yo, how long you been in this line? And like you have to, everything is timed. You have to complete the
I can't.
order in time.
Right.
You gotta get the food out in
you've been
time.
staring at 5 items. Which
You are
one?
burning
Pick
my
one.
clock, bruh. And I know you've been here before. I see you come every day at the same
got here
time and
before I
order the
clocked in.
same
Okay.
coffee.
Working fast food, that
You
drive
order
through
the
clock.
same coffee, bro. Stop acting like you about to order something different. Right? That used to
Oh,
really like
man.
get under my skin.
Really?
Right?
Oh,
It wasn't the management. Everyone was kind of cool. It was like we had younger managers at that time, so it was kind of cool, right?
Nice.
The warehouse job is my worst job ever. It was the actual job that sucked. I'm
the
6'4",
task.
right? The task.
Mhm. I can
Number
imagine.
1, I'm 6'4", right? The tables were meant for people under 5 feet. I don't. So
Under
now
5.
I'm like bending
Under
my
5
back.
feet is crazy.
I don't understand. Like
Whoa.
I'm-
Make your knees
Under
fit.
5
I'm bending
feet
my
is crazy.
yeah, I'm bending my back trying to do whatever task, and I'm like, yo, can I just get a chair? If you guys want 1,000 caps sealed today, give me a chair,
Mhm.
right? You couldn't talk to anybody.
You had to just be quiet all
You
day.
had to be quiet.
What?
You could not have conversations to your person next to you.
What?
I'm like-
Why?
It was giving
I
me
don't know.
some-
I guess like
It'll help you pass time.
Right.
it was a distracting you from your quota. You couldn't
Wow.
talk.
What?
It was a short table.
Can you listen to music?
Right.
No, you could not listen to music either.
Oh no.
So they just expect you
No.
to sit there and just vibe to lock in.
It was like almost like solitary in a way.
Was this here?
Like-
Was this in China? Was it here?
Right,
Wait,
no,
where
this-
was this at?
This is in Romeoville off Weber Road.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I
Y'all
don't
need to do
remember the
better.
name. It was through a tip service. I was pissed.
That's how mad he was. He didn't remember the name.
I don't remember the name. It was a temp service, and we specialized in making caps. So water bottle caps, any type of cap you could think of,
Wow.
we made them. We sealed, and then what was crazy, the bags that pop or soda, wherever you're from,
Pop.
right? The bags that pop come in for McDonald's machines, we made the caps to the machines. So it was kind of like full circle in that moment, but like, this sucks, bro.
Oh,
I
no.
gotta get out of here. And that's when I didn't come back. I'm like, look,
Oh.
I'm about to go back to college in like a month. I'll be okay.
Okay.
I'm out of here.
I love
I feel like you're gonna be
I'm not
entitled to
coming today.
compensation.
Like
And
you
I
got
never
up
came
and
back.
everything.
Yeah, and never came back. And it was something that all of my homies, we all did it. So you had to be there at like 5 a.m. We're all in the car at 4 a.m. tired. We did something we weren't supposed to do the night before anyway. And we're here at 4 a.m. and people are like, I feel like the lady had a ruler. Hey,
I got that.
hey, no talking.
Not the ruler.
Are those headphones? I'm like, yo,
Are you smiling? What you thinking
Right.
about?
what you?
We
Who
just
are
sat
you?
there with
Like-
your
Right,
Like
Can't
Uncle
be having
Ruckus Daddy.
thoughts over there.
Like
Yes.
Uncle Ruckus Daddy from
Yes.
Boondocks. You having fun? You smiling?
right. And then, oh my God, you
Are
had
you being happy
like
right now?
You be happy?
No happiness
yeah,
allowed.
30 minutes for a break.
Distracts you.
30 minutes for a break.
Oh my God, you can't get nowhere in 30 minutes.
There was a
What are you talking
Wendy's down the street. It's if anyone's familiar with the suburbs, it was behind Lifetime on River Road, right? There's a Wendy's right there. It took 12 to 15 minutes to get to Wendy's, order your food, and come back.
I was gonna say it takes you long to get there.
Right.
I'm like, bro, y'all, hey, these captions ain't gonna get made until I'm done eating my little 4 for 4.
Respectfully.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Honestly.
not gonna lie to you.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Worst job ever.
Wow.
I'm so
Ever.
glad for you.
And you see, I like talking to people. So y'all want me to be quiet
Yeah, I know.
You're
for
a DJ.
8 hours?
Can't listen to music.
I can't listen to music or talk to people. You guys are wild.
That's crazy.
Like daydream, like
All right, you guys are wild.
Prison.
Yeah,
Wow.
It was tough.
Isaiah's like, this is the worst job of my life.
You will be entitled to
Tough.
compensation.
Isaiah's like, I
That's
can't
terrible.
stand
A
this.
couple of years, you're gonna be seeing the commercials. Like, if you work for this temp agency, you're entitled to compensation.
I'm calling immediately.
Yeah,
I run that
seriously.
money, bro.
I
shoot.
love that. Dude,
Yeah.
here's for walking out of job. Man. Yeah, I just
Thanks.
Period.
literally, I
Yeah.
was in the train and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm getting off. I'm gonna go get breakfast. I'm not coming back. I'm like, yeah, I'm not coming back. They're like, oh, are you sick? I'm like, no, I'm just like sick of all of you. I'm not
Okay.
coming back.
Be like, yes, I am sick, just
I am
not in the way
sick.
that you think.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm sick. You guys are like terminal cancer. Bye. Not
Mm.
letting you spread around me.
Okay.
Couldn't do it. And look at where we are now.
Look at this.
I was just about to
That's
say
it.
that.
Look at where we are. now.
Mhm.
Loving it all.
Yeah.
I love
Jobs
it.
that we love.
We love to see it.
With good
It's about
vibes,
growth.
good people. It's about
Mhm.
growth.
It is about
Mhm.
growth.
Not about where you came from, it's about where you going.
And you going
Yeah.
somewhere too.
Said it
Yeah,
right.
I'm going
You know
somewhere.
it.
That's where
You
you're
Bad
going.
gal,
You
you
on
know.
your way.
Hopefully, I'll be here next week. You know.
Hey, come on.
Period.
Hopefully I'll be here next week.
Clock
This is
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Clock it.
Cute.
Right, clock it.
Everybody come back.
Right.
Everyone come
Mhm.
back. Same time, same place.
The Midday Live Show got it going on. Okay,
Hey,
everybody want to
trying.
be here.
come
We
on.
trying.
So
Clock.
Lizzie, tell everyone where they can follow you, follow your
Mhm.
brand.
Please follow me everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
No, please. If you're on Instagram, I'm at tequila_1349. The same for TikTok. I'm also on LinkedIn. You can find LinkedIn. I can't even say it. You can also find me at www.tequila1349.com. We are at Benny's and 47 Benny's all over
Nice.
Illinois. We're at Marino's Liquors, at tons of bars and restaurants here in the Chicagoland area, in the city, and in the burbs. We are in Florida. We are opening up in Texas, and we also sell to 23 markets online. So
Yeah.
if you live in a different state and you're tuning in and you want some tequila, just go to tequila1349.com, hit the shop button, and we will ship it.
Period.
There you go.
Yeah, period.
Actually, no, forget the snaps. We need to clap for Elizabeth real
Yes.
quick. And Tequila 1349. Absolutely.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
you,
thank you.
Jazz. DJ, Trinity, Isaiah, thank you guys all for having me. The Midday Live Show is awesome. Please, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for creating these platforms to really bring visibility, like to women just hustling,
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here in Spotlight, Tequila 1349.
And thank
Anytime.
you for the bottle that I'll be taking.
Yeah,
home.
please stay
Respectfully.
thirsty. Drink water. No, don't drink water. Save on water. Drink tequila.
There you go.
There you go.
There
Unless
it
you're driving.
is.
Unless
That
you're
part.
driving.
That part. Final words. Trinley. Trinity. What you got?
final words. Make sure y'all follow Bad Guy, Bad Gal on Instagram. Bad Gal, Trinley, TRINLI. Make sure y'all follow my media page, Media Gal, Trinley. Some Gal, Trinley. It's always gonna be Gal, Trinley. Whatever I'm doing, being bad, doing media, Gal, Trinley.
Period.
Yeah, make sure y'all tune in to my radio show, 88.7 WCSF.
Shout out
used to
the
be
home team.
to be DJ Spoiled Milk or DJ
Spill tequila.
Tequila.
Yeah,
Spill
DJ Spill Tequila is home,
Mhm.
home board, you feel me? So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be there every Tuesday, 3 to 5. Make sure y'all tune in.
Nice.
Ooh, I was checking it out.
Nice.
Final words, DJ. Spill tequila.
DJ, hey, real quick, man. You just got to work hard, and you keep your head down.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come up, you'll be able to look around and say, "Wow, look how far I've come." You know.
Say that again.
It's a lot going on in my little world right now, and it's all from the product of working hard. You know what I'm saying? You put God first, always, and you end up just in a position. You end up in an environment where you didn't think you would be.
Yeah.
So that's it right there. Just work hard. Continue to grind.
Yes.
When you grind and you work hard, real recognizes real. Okay. All right. Good things do come to good people.
It's true.
Okay.
Say that.
Just put that out there in the universe.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that being said, I am on the radio, WGCI 107.5 tonight.
Hey.
Yeah.
Midnight.
Hey.
Midnight.
I'm out here for the ratchets only.
I know that's right.
You heard me?
The
Okay?
Ratchets drinking
The
tequila
Ratchets
1349
drinking
only.
tequila
Yep.
1349 only. That's it. Okay,
Period.
if you're looking to listen to
Period,
something
period.
smooth, you trying to catch a vibe, that is
Nope.
not me.
That's not it.
That's it. That's all. Tonight, we outside.
Love it.
Follow me at DJ Spoil Milk, by the way.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay. My final words. Definitely, I have to thank Elizabeth one more time. Seriously, thank you for coming on the show today. Always supporting us. You know we support you right back, and I can't wait for everything we're gonna do in the future because it's looking up.
Yes.
on.
And once
That's
it's up,
it.
it's stuck.
When it's up.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
I'm on the radio on Sunday. Brunch with Jazz is
Come
on
on.
103.5 Kiss FM from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's every Sunday. And you can follow me on Instagram at Jazzer So Fierce. That's me. And I'm going to close with Jazz's joke for the day.
Ooh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Before you close,
See.
shout out to Moments Easily Made.
Yes.
Our cameraman is in the building.
Yes.
Content,
Thank
footage,
you.
weddings. He does it all.
He does it all.
Period.
Okay, go ahead.
Period.
So make sure y'all follow him at Moments Easily Made with a Z. Easily made.
Easily made.
Go ahead, man.
I am currently holding a raffle giveaway
Oh.
for the 2024 graduates.
Oh,
Only
nice.
thing I need you to do is go to my Facebook page, Moments Easily Made. That's with a Z, by the way, or Elijah Collins on Facebook or Instagram. Anyways, just comment on the post with your achievements for 2024, and that's how you enter to win.
Nice.
All right.
Y'all better get you a free photo shoot.
Come on now.
Okay. Graduates
Graduates
only.
only.
Not graduates only.
Graduates
Dang, I was so finna go
only.
Ma'am.
Shout
I
out to
know
the class
you-
of 2024.
I was so finna go comment. I was on the Midday Live Show.
Yeah.
Graduates only. Shout out to the class of 2024. And
Y'all doing y'all big one.
always. Okay. So Jazz's joke of the day is, why did the man get stuck in the well? Because he couldn't see that well.
Oh.
Yes, please.
Yeah, because you couldn't see so well. That's
You did it again, Jazz.
Thank you, thank
did
you.
it again.
Yeah, I tried. I tried. I'll be here all week, but actually no, because it's Friday, so I'm going home. Okay.
Yes.
But
And
next Friday. Next Friday, we're back again, the Midday Live Show, season 3. It'll be episode 20. So yeah, we're lit. We're always lit. Follow us on Instagram at the Midday Live Show. It is on the ticker right below. That's also our Twitter or X. Actually, it's Twitter. I'm not calling it X. It's Twitter at the Midday Live Show. And Facebook, like us on Facebook, Midday Live Show. And that's a wrap for today.
Oh,
Yes,
that's right.
sir.
It's been a beautiful show. Thank you, everybody, for being here today.
Make sure
for
you're
having
safe
me.
out here in the weekend.
Yes.
Make sure you're safe out here in the streets this weekend.
Facts.
There you go.
As you should.
1349.
1349.
Drink responsibly and make sure you're drinking 1349.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
That's it. And that's all. Midday Live Show. We are over and out.
In and out.